Hello, hey, and hello. I am back with another video. And as you can see, I'm here in one of my little spaces for recording, slash my office, slash my workspace, slash we've been through this before. It serves a lot of purposes, these little areas that I've kind of set up here. So for this one, I want to show y'all something. So I've added something new up here on the wall, as you can see there, right there. And I'm gonna pull it closer to you. Oh, oops, I can't. I got it up there secured pretty good. I forgot about that. So I guess what I could do is move the camera so you can see it. Let's try that. So what that is formulas. Well, they're symbols for codes or formulas for a course that I took when I was in school studying a specific and particular subject. Okay, I'm not going to get into what it was quite yet, but just to show that, I guess it probably would make more sense if I did tell the subject, but my whole point is that is a lot of stuff to remember for any subject. I will say this, however, though, I didn't use any of that with what I was studying to do. I didn't use any of it. So I have this new endeavor that I'm trying. Has nothing to do with school this time. I'm all schooled out, I believe. I could probably do a whole video on that schooling stuff. I did a brief one here. It was called Books in Academia. And I gave just a little snippet of some of the things that I kind of experienced with in the academia world. And particularly, I was talking about books with that one, though. How I just kept accumulating all these books. And it was a reoccurring thing in my life. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and I wanted to share that with you. So that's what that one was about. But I could get more into the academia and more some of my experiences around that. That could be a whole video by itself, is what I'm saying. So back to what I was originally talking about. This tidbit of information here on this sheet, on this poster board. That's how I used to study, by the way. It became a pretty effective method for me there during my academia years, some of them. So anyway, because I had to learn all of this, and I forced myself and did it successfully. I passed that course actually twice. I had to take it twice because it, I think, expired or something. Not because I failed it. I passed it twice. So I had to take it twice. There was a thing with expiration of the courses or whatever. When information is updated in some of these particular courses or fields. Ooh, excuse me. I apologize for that. I've been quite a busy person, so excuse me. Um, when things are updated, to stay abreast and accordingly informed as things are updated. So sometimes the courses will expire depending on when they were taken or whatever and when the updates happened. So what I was getting at is the fact that I took that, and I elaborated on the fact that I took it twice, um, and never ever had to use it in the field that I studied that for, brings me to a conclusion and a new idea. I am undertaking a new skill, um, and I've been working on this skill for quite some time actually. I'm trying to think. Let's see, this is 2023. I believe I started. Well, I first learned about the skill early on, like high school years. So that's been quite some time ago. Excuse me, but I never did anything with it. We touched on it briefly in high school, and I can't even hardly remember which course it was. I want to say economics or whatever. Had something to do with math, I believe. And then it was very brief, though. We did not elaborate on it at all. And I remember the particular instructor was showing us how to read the newspaper stock section, like to know where to find the stock name, what you're looking at when you look at that whole report that used to be published in the newspaper. I guess it still is today, but with the web and the internet and everything, it's so much more easily accessible. You may not need a newspaper to do that. So we went over that, what the price was for a stock when it opened, when it closed, and things like that. But very, very brief. We didn't go into detail about much of that at all. So I just kind of left it alone. But it was I remember, I specifically and especially remember that I was very drawn to that information and it was extremely interesting. So I was like, But I didn't have any other method for going anywhere else with it. Like back then, we didn't have the internet like we have now. Like, had that happened today, I would have probably been able to go on the internet and research everything like I've done in the last like 2 or 3 years with it, to find out more. But back then, the internet was not like that. And so I just kind of left it where it was with the information that we got then right there in class, and that was it. But I remembered in the back of my head, it stayed back there, that was pretty interesting. And eventually I wanted to see if I could look back into it again. So fast forward quite a few years, just recently, like maybe about 3, maybe 4 years ago, I've been looking back into that stocks and the markets and stuff, um, pretty heavily. And I revisited it, the idea of it maybe once or twice between then and now, but here recently, like I said, within about the last 3 or 4 years, I've really been looking into it. So I'm ready to endeavor into it, um, and see how it goes for me in the stock market. Now it won't be my first time like investing. I've done that, and here again didn't have much guidance or much information or knowledge about it. Useful, helpful knowledge, and so it is what it is. It did what it did. I can't complain terribly about it. I learned, but when you have useful and resourceful information about something, it just usually is more helpful. And so I feel like I'm a little bit more informed now, and I'm still learning and looking into it. So, but because I had to do all that and never even used it, I've just come to the conclusion that learning these markets and getting in them just can't be near as bad as that was and never even used it. So here I am. And yeah. So if you're interested, we can learn together. We can start a group and collaborate and share information, assist each other or whatever, share knowledge, share um, techniques, resources, whatever. I've tried to set up a group before, but it wasn't here on YouTube, so I'm looking forward to that going a little bit better this time. And it's just for learning, and I believe it can be successful and it can be a great source of uh, for generating an income, a second side income, or maybe even it can take over um, gradually and become a source of income, a main source or major source for your household income. Um, I'm willing to give it a try. It's worth a try for me after doing all that, definitely. So that's my whole point in sharing this with you and inviting you. If you're at all interested, let's look into it. I mean, okay. So for now, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much again for watching. And until next time, bye.